nowadays it's like you don't need a part. You look at something that's broken and you have no fucking clue, and you've got to
Yeah.
call another human who has a clue. I'm not sure which is better, to be honest. I guess it's just a sign of the times. We didn't have a lot of society when we were working
Yeah.
on our wagons,
I mean, that is a good point there. That like they're kind of like opposite problems in a way. Where like older mechanical problems, like I maybe understand how to do this, but I can't necessarily do it. Whereas with like a
Yeah.
computer or a tech problem, you don't theoretically need anybody's help. If it's
Well,
just like a programming error, you could fix that yourself. It's just
yeah,
that you have no hope of knowing what to even start with, you know?
yeah. And if your computer's broken and you have no way of looking anything up to fix your computer, then you're really fucked. Because I bought a house in November, so I've been in a house for like 6 months. I don't know what I would do without YouTube videos telling me,
Yeah.
or a website, and it's like, hey, this is how you keep your dog off of a thing. And I'm like, oh, that actually works. Rub lemon on your fucking door frame and your dog will leave it alone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Like,
wow, really cool.
more broadly speaking, like I know humans have existed without the internet for the like
Oh,
99% of our
yes.
existence, but if you suddenly like ripped it away from me, I'd be just paralyzed.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Andy.
Andy.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. We're just shooting the shit in the pre-show. I think it's just going to be the Gomer and Taylor show, which kind of sucks because there was a couple of dope Transformers books. I guess I can still talk about them.
You should talk about them.
I guess I can still talk about them. Anyway,
I mean, you're running out of time to talk about them. There's
oh,
not.
I know they're going to be
Yeah.
gone soon, and I think Adam is almost done. He's like in the home stretch of his big thing that's kind of been pulling him away from the show. So hopefully, segment one, I watched something this week. News, Conan news, which is kind of weird. It might be just a rumor. Double dose of Spidey news, Human Target news, and Skottie Young news. No TV show, which is kind of weird. It's like, oh man, no.
Yeah,
Moon
we're
Knight.
in that hiatus between
Yeah,
Moon Knight and Obi-Wan.
and then they're saying that She-Hulk might be coming like very, very soon, like August.
Yeah, not too long from now.
What?
Well, I mean, we should reasonably expect them to be every time they don't have a movie out. We should probably expect them to be starting a TV show. You know, they want to
Yeah,
they want to keep that engagement going.
yeah. We'll see.
So
We'll see
since
how
this
that
is
goes.
Doctor Strange month, I'm not surprised that they're at least giving it a few weeks before. You know.
Yeah. A double dose of food news because there's good and bad. We have a great moment of destruction. We may just fucking do it real quick because there's some really cool. And then a top three. A great book, actually.
I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff this week.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything you want to add to the?
I got nothing to add except that I think your microphone's futzing out a bit there.
Oh my God! Really?
I don't. Okay, it sounds fine now.
Oh my God! I better figure that out. I use this thing every damn day. All right. Well then, let's. Man, if it's not one thing, it's a fucking other thing. Let's do the show.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think anybody will watch that garbage?
Some people will watch anything, Scarlet.
It's true.
Yeah,
Some
I mean,
people will watch anything.
it's really on display right now just how much we fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, I know. I don't do this. Nobody planning into this. I just copy and paste from my news.
All from the cup.
Oh, greetings, geeks. Welcome back. It's another episode of this Geek and Comics Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit Talk Show.
Nice. It's the Gomer and Taylor show. I actually did have some pre-show. We might be canceling some shows in July just because of things that are going on. One of them's a work thing, or I've got to go to fucking Atlanta. Anyway, I work from this spot. Literally where I'm sitting right now is where I spend all my day working, and I love it. But yeah, they're going to make me go there. Anyway, we'll talk about that
When's
later.
the last time you had to do like a business trip?
I mean, a business trip, like, oh, I'm going
Like
on
you had
this.
to travel not of your own volition, but because like work related something sent you somewhere.
I don't know if I have ever been sent anywhere by a job. East Tennessee, but the boss drove, and we were only there for 4 hours. And that was in the 2000s. How about this? The last time I actually drove into work to work and not just to pick something up from work was 2019.
Oh, that's true for a lot of people, I'm sure. I mean, when the pandemic did basically do a forced stress test of like how many people could actually do the job from home, and it turns out some can.
It's pretty amazing,
there's
dude.
no point in going back to the office.
I moved because of that. I was able to move, right? Because school went, homeschool. Because work went work from home. I was able to move because I moved into a shithole town. It's an awesome house. It's actually a really awesome town. It's just really small, right?
Sending a lot of mixed messages there, Gomer.
I am. I love where I live, but
it's
a small town. It's a small, but it's a very small town. But my sister-in-law moved 3 minutes away from me just this weekend. So the trend continues, and she would not have been able to do that either without homeschool and being able to work from home. Anyway, segment 1, I watched Strange New Worlds. First 2 episodes are
How is that?
It's awesome, dude.
I feel like a bad Star Trek fan because there's like 40 Star Trek shows out right now, and I haven't really been keeping up with any of them.
Yeah, it's not episodic. Like every episode is it's throwback, to old Trek a little bit.
Just like Adventure of the Week type of deal, like they used to do on TNG in the original series.
Yeah, I mean there is a common thread going through it all, and of course the characters are all the same, so there's growth and threads there. And it all spins out of Discovery. Like there was this thing that happened at Captain Pike in Discovery. But yeah, cool show. I mean, all the characters are just fucking dope so far. And again, it's only 2 episodes. But I did want to talk about actor Bruce Horak. He plays Chief Engineer Hemmer. He's an Andorian, and he is blind. Now, he is the second blind engineer, to be in a Star Trek show. Geordi had, his own help there. This character does not have anything that helps him see, but all of his other senses are sort of enhanced, because of that. But this character, played by Bruce Horak, the actor, is legally blind, which is fucking cool as hell and is so in tune with everything that Star Trek stands for.
Yeah, that is part of the
brilliant.
That's part of the trend we're seeing, and it makes sense that Star Trek would be part of that trend, where we're not just having representation through characters, but also through the actors who play them. Hey, that's a good opportunity for a lot of people who otherwise, get excluded from the process.
Now, a lot of people talk shit on maybe not Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton's sort of a geek, the hero nowadays, but Crusher, Wesley Crusher, he takes some shit as a character on TNG. But I vividly remember watching TNG for the first time and seeing like a teenager, a kid hanging out and being at least taken a bit seriously, and I was that age and I was like, oh shit, that's great, and sure, I was a white dude, but still it felt good that there was some, they were looking out for me, on there.
Yeah, and I mean, you and I have more opportunities than most, but yeah, it's meaningful whenever somebody sees themselves represented on a show or on the screen in some way.
Yeah. Did you do anything cool? Anything cool this week?
Well, I'm having to pack up. I'm actually moving myself pretty soon.
Oh, nice. You're not moving out of Nashville or anything.
No. It's just like I'm moving like a few miles away from where I am right now.
That's nice though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Relatively painless process, hopefully.
Nice. I moved within the same apartment complex one time. That was the best move ever because we had overlapping leases for 2 weeks. So we would just, hey, I'm going to carry the table over. All right.
Overlapping leases are like the way to go when it comes to moving, for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's fun. I hate lifting up everything I own and putting it somewhere else. When I moved, I had 30 boxes of comics and 15 boxes of toys. It sucked, but I digress. Good luck with that. Let's get into this. All right. Now, this first bit is a bit unconfirmed news, but a lot of people are reporting it. A lot of people are taking it, and just running with it, that Marvel is losing the Conan license to publish comic books. I don't know. I'm hearing that they're going to go back to the owners of who own the name Conan, but it seems kind of fishy to me. Do you really need to have your barbarian just named Conan? Can't you just have a fucking barbarian in your book? And
Well, ostensibly yes, but
I mean, we see that book from Ablaze the Cimmerian, which I'm sorry, that's a fucking Conan book. What's those two girls' names? Belit and whatever. They had a book come out this week. It was super hot, by the way. We won't talk about that later. It didn't make my list, but I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, of all the barbarians you could possibly choose from, Conan definitely has the greatest name recognition by far.
Yeah.
So I get that from that perspective that, you'll do better with that name than you would without it. But it is kind of a shame, though, because Marvel's actually been doing some pretty cool shit with the Conan license.
Yeah, and that's not even in the Conan books. The Conan books are cool, but
Savage Avengers has been where it's at. Yeah,
rad, dude. And I mean, they just started a new run of that with Pepos doing the writing on it. It's from everything I've heard. I hadn't actually read it. I don't think it's out. I think it's out next week. The first issue. I think it got pushed. Anyway, it sounds dope. It sounds dope. Did it come out this week? Did I just miss it?
If you did, then I did too. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Anyway, we'll have more on that once it becomes official. Moving on, Spider-Man news. They've announced a new Spider-Verse book. That's a good idea. Spider-Verse is huge right now.
I mean, yeah, they got the movie. Did the movie get bumped until next year? I can't remember. But either way,
I think it did get pushed a little bit.
I mean, Spider-Man is always huge, and the whole Spider-Man multiverse thing is definitely a hot commodity right now between No Way Home and the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah, and the multiverse is what the MCU has going on right now, so it's really good to incorporate that into it. A lot of cool characters.
Oh, is this like a Black Cat Spider-Man?
Yeah, Night Spider.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not sure.
I mean, thematically, I like the idea.
Oh, yeah, sure. Edge of Spider-Verse will introduce brand new spider heroes as well as catch up with classics like Aranya, Noir, Gwen, India, Spider-Man India, cool character. Each thrilling issue, this is a little weird. Each thrilling issue will contain 3 stories packed with debuts, new status quos, and seeds for an overarching saga that set the stage for the end of Spider-Verse, a new event this year.
It's an anthology book, but one where they're trying to like lure you in by saying that there's going to be like continuity repercussions to it.
Yeah, not only that, but it's going to like build. Yeah, there's spider layered. Yeah, but this is like setting the stage for a big event, a new Spider-Verse event, which is good. It's going to be Dan Slott and a whole bunch of people, but Dan Slott is basically headlining the thing, which leads me to believe he is writing the Spider-Verse event later this year.
Probably. I mean, Dan Slott did, I think, a pretty good job with his Spider-Man run. I mean, I know he gets shit on no matter what run he's on at the moment, but honestly, he does better than most.
No, he's good. The problem I have with that is it took forever. The good stuff in Slott's run is amazing. The bad stuff is just bad.
There's peaks and valleys, to be sure.
Exactly. And it's just difficult for me to justify keeping a guy on a book that long. When he goes, 6 months in a valley, it's like, all right, dude, come on. And then he hits hard, and it's like, well, okay, good, but damn, it took him 6 months to get to something.
That is hard to sustain. I mean, even some of the greatest runs at all time, that's not always like the A game. Like even like Walter Simonson's Thor or Jason Aaron's Thor.
For sure.
I mean, they're great. The runs are like fantastic, but even with those, right, there's going to be a few, not necessarily bad issues, but forgettable ones.
Yeah. We'll have more on this once it starts coming out. Last bit of Spidey news. They did announce Amazing Fantasy number 1000. Celebrating 60th anniversary. Neil Gaiman's going to write it. Emmy Award-winning creator behind Veep and Avenue 5, Armando Iannucci, is going to write it in their comic book Marvel Comics debut. Dan Slott joins up with Jim Chung on a story to explore the enduring love between Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson in a story set in the far future. Lame. Michael Cho and novelist...
Hey, fuck you, man.
I think that in the far future... It's like a what-if story tucked in there. I'm just like, okay.
I guess.
All right, do you remember Marvel Comics 1000?
I do.
It was okay.
I think I'm the only one here who actually liked it. Like,
No,
kind of
I didn't
mutual
mind
with
it. It was okay. It was a fun idea. It was, you know, it had some importance to it. I'm just a little concerned that they're going back to that well again. And this book just isn't going to have any meat on the bone. It might be enjoyable. It might be something cool. We'll see.
I mean, I'm sure the Neil Gaiman and Jonathan Hickman stuff. If no one else hits the target, those two definitely will.
But it's going to be a $10 book.
It is, but
just like Marvel Comics 1000 was. That's going to be my problem with it. I mean,
I feel pretty certain I'm going to get this, but yeah, $10 is a big ask.
And they don't have that price. That is not an official MSRP.
I'd be surprised. I'd be pleasantly surprised if it was any less.
Yes, if it's $8, it's a deal. But I guarantee it's going to be $9.99. And that's all right. It is Spider-Man's, big anniversary. He only turned 60 once.
Yeah, and I mean,
making a big deal out of it, and this is an okay way to do it. I would have preferred, and it's not a knock on the current creative team of Amazing Spider-Man, but it kind of is because I am not having a good time with the new book. The art is just bad. I don't like JR. And
man, I don't like that they're just like their big idea to start off the run is let's just shit on Peter.
Yeah.
Like that hasn't been done like a million fucking times.
Can we just have Peter have a good day? Have Spider-Man have a bad day. Moving on, DC. New Human Target one-shot. More details revealed on what happened before Christopher Chance was poisoned. So, what this is going to be is a one-shot anthology book. 48 pages. Incredible main cover by series artist Smallwood. Reminiscent of hard-boiled detective novels of the 60s and 70s. We're also going to get a David Marquez and a 1 in 25 variant by Jorge Jimenez. That's a dope cover. I adore that. I adore that. But this cover, oh my gosh, the Jorge Jimenez. That's just great. So no word on this. I'm sure Tom King is going to write something in here.
His name was on the cover.
On the cover, yeah. But I don't know if he's writing all of the stories.
I don't know.
I don't know if Kevin Maguire. I think Kevin Maguire is an artist, so it looks like it's going to be Tom King and then 1, 2, 3, 4 artists for 4 stories, which would make sense.
Yeah,
I know you're a big fan of that book. It was kind of a light news week.
I mean, I
wanted to yank that.
I do like the book, but I am surprised that they're doing like a spin-off book for it. It must be doing pretty well.
I think all the Tom King stuff does well, but considering everything he's done has basically gotten a spinoff since he started doing Batman. Everything.
Well, true enough, but I guess my bigger surprise then is that there was a spinoff in the middle of the story.
Exactly. That is the bigger news. That's exactly what I was going to mention. They took a hiatus on this book. I'm sure it's for Smallwood to be able to catch up, and that's okay. Worth the wait there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you gave your artist time to do good work,
It's just weird that they're doing this one shot in the middle of it. Like you said, it's weird. Whatever. Last bit of news I did want to bring up. Oh, no, that's that. Stupid Fresh Mess. There is an anthology book happening right now to celebrate Image Comics' 30th anniversary. First issue already came out. Second issue is out soon. But this is one hell of a cool reason to pick this up. It is Skottie Young doing just a traditional comic strip like you would have seen in the newspapers years ago. And it's just really cool that he's able to do something like this in comics, modern day comics. And I just love it. I think it's really fucking cool. He's getting his family, involved. And I don't know anybody else in the business who could do it. Typically they're cartoonists. They're writers and artists who are doing shit. And that's what Skottie Young is. And his style is just perfect for this, approach.
It really is. I mean, he has like the most surprisingly adaptable style because like how many completely different genre comic books does he do covers for,
Yeah.
And yeah, it really does translate perfectly to like a Sunday morning strip type of art style.
And that's exactly what we're getting here. It sort of reminds me of Wednesday Comics. Remember Wednesday Comics years and years ago?
I remember, yeah.
It's so cool.
They actually printed it on newsprint, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're not doing that for this, but it is an Image Comics, 30th anniversary sort of thing. So That's it, dude. That's it for the news this week. I told you, it's super light. Nothing happening in the news really, but
And no TV show to talk
and
about.
no TV shows. So man, Strange New Worlds is dope though. Definitely check it out. But we got food.
Yummy.
Next one is spicy mayonnaise. Hellman's is releasing the spicy mayonnaise. I'm sorry, I find this fucking hilarious. It's racist. That's the reason I find it hilarious. It's racist against white people because this is like the complete opposite of what mayonnaise is supposed to be. Okay, mayonnaise is supposed to be bland.
Well, I hope that you managed to get over the insults here going. But I hate mayonnaise, so this is already a non-starter for me.
Yeah, so this is going to be our gross one, but I have a grosser one, I think. Taco Bell's bringing back the Mexican pizza. The drama continues. They are doing a TikTok musical based on the true story of the internet losing its mind about the Mexican pizza going away. And they have one of the newest inductees of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Dolly Parton.
Wow. Okay.
Doing the Mexican pizza musical.
I'm not terribly surprised that Dolly would do this. She seems like she has a good sense of humor about these sorts of things.
I guess.
But that's still shocking news.
It's shocking. Hannah Friedman, who wrote Disney Plus's upcoming TV series Obi-Wan Kenobi, wrote the Taco Bell Mexican pizza musical, along with TikTokers Abigail Barlow and Emily Bear. Wait for it. Both of whom have won Grammy Awards. What the fuck is happening?
I don't know how to take this. I mean,
what's happening?
What are all of these talented professional people doing anywhere near this stupid Taco Bell promotion?
They love Mexican pizzas. They're just like me. They're in love with the best pizza in the world. So yeah, the person who wrote the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and
this is like if you heard that like John Williams was going to be like writing the jingle for a local mattress store or something.
Yeah, or it's weird. It's weird. This is going to be on TikTok on the 26th, May 26th. The Mexican pizza is all right. Well, the Mexican pizza was discontinued in November of 2020 as part of the fast food giant's effort to streamline its menu. Really, it was so they could claim that they were greener because they didn't have as much trash, because the Mexican pizza is trashy as fuck. It comes in like 4 parts, The change.org petition hit 170,000 signatures. It is back, $4.50 on May 19th. 2 flour shells layered with beans, pizza sauce, beef, tomatoes, melted cheese, and a pinch of love. They don't really put a pinch of love in it.
Nothing in Taco Bell has love in it.
No, it's usually got spite.
The secret ingredient in most of Taco Bell's food items is contempt.
Yeah, it really is contempt, and really late night. Like, man, how dare you come to my restaurant and eat, sir? Anyway, moving on. Adam or no Adam, we've got to at least talk about one bit of news that came out of Transformers world. Transformers and Lego finally teaming up for a Lego Optimus Prime.
Oh.
It's terrible. His head sculpt is ridiculous. The fucking Matrix of Leadership looks like shit. It's $170.
You know what? I'm sure a lot of people have a really big time with this. Lego is...
I want one so bad.
Fun. And I was about to ask if it even can transform, but...
It does, sir.
All right. Yeah, that was the big question I had, but this looks pretty cool.
I need this. It's $170. $170. I can't afford it. I want one. I can't afford it. But speaking of Optimus Prime, the last life that Optimus Prime saved was in this movie. G.I. Joe the movie comes back to theaters June 23rd and 25th, part of a Fathom Events. They did the same thing for the Transformers movie. Now, I'm not sure if you know that story, Taylor, but...
I do not.
When they made Transformers the movie, they made it first, and their plan was, we'll kill off Optimus Prime, and it'll be a great thing. Well, they killed off Optimus Prime, and it was the worst fucking thing ever. So, in G.I. Joe the movie, they were planning a similar thing by having Serpentor kill Duke. And if you watch the movie, without listening to it. Everything points to the fact that, yes, Duke was murdered. But they changed it. They had a rewrite after the Transformers movie and all the, everybody pissed off about that. And they did a rewrite and made it so that Duke did not die at the end. He had a miraculous recovery. So the joke is Optimus Prime saved one more life on his way out the door.
Good for Optimus. They actually,
Yeah.
I didn't know that story, but there was a joke in an episode of Futurama. I think that must be a direct reference to that, because there's this one episode where like Richard Nixon was like dubbing over an episode of, it wasn't G.I. Joe, but it was obviously G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And like, characters were clearly dying, but he would like dub over and be like, I'm okay. Things like that.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, that's coming back. A lot of good shit there, but fuck it. There's too many comics to talk about this week, so let's do it. Man, there's some good books this week.
There really are, yeah.
I think the motto for me this week is big, dumb, stupid fun. I'll go first. An honorable mention. I think 2 of these are going to get mentioned by you, so I will make it. Might be all 3. All 3 of my honorable mentions might be your just 3, 2, 1. Honestly, that's kind of what it was. Jurassic League #1. I did want to mention it. Daniel Warren Johnson, Juan Gideon. Just again, big, dumb, stupid fun, just as promised. The only beef I had with it was a little too much focus on the origin portions of these characters. We know where Superman came from, okay? Even though he's a dinosaur in this, we still know that his dino mom and dad sent him from Dino Krypton, which would probably be called like Crypt Growl or Growlton or something witty, some weird dinosaur pun. Not quite Flintstones, but Flintstones enough for Daniel Warren Johnson. Again, big, dumb, stupid fun. I actually have some images of that, but I don't know.
You can save them or not.
I'll save them.
Yeah.
But number 3, Hulk versus Thor, Banner of War.
This is an honorable mention.
Alpha #1. Man, this was just big, dumb, stupid, ridiculous fun. Donnie Cates, Martin Coccolo. Cates just having way too much fun with all of these toys that he's basically created. Okay, this is not the Thor that anyone is going to know, really. This is definitely not the Hulk that anybody is going to know. And all this weirdness that he's created for these dumb characters, he's just in there having a great, stupid time. I love this, like the fighting game sort of page.
I mean, that is emblematic of what this whole thing is, right?
Yes.
Like, this is what you're here for. We did not hide what it's not. It's the fucking title of the book.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, right on the nose. This was great. How they're all like Thor's talking to Odin, Hulk's talking to Banner, and they're like,
that was a funny moment.
Who the fuck you talking to? Yeah, very well done. I loved this. The newest way to overcome Thor just laying the hammer down on you, literally, so you can't get up. Hulk's like, no, fuck it, I ain't having it, and just pulls his body through.
Oh my God, that's
nasty.
This was indicative of like both characters were given moments to have like, oh shit, did they really just do that type of things? This was probably Hulk's biggest thing, taking advantage of the fact that he can fucking just tear as much of himself off as he wants and just, be okay about it. But then you also do have like Thor like calling in like an airstrike with Mjolnir, and it does right by both characters, which makes sense since Donnie Cates is writing both characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, our cliffhanger was the essence of Odin, I guess, which is in Mjolnir, somehow goes in and is confronting Banner now. That's not going to turn out well at all. You're talking about a guy with daddy issues talking to the daddy who provides the most issues for his children. That is not going to turn out well at all. But yeah, a lot of big, dumb, stupid fun. I had a great time with that book.
All right.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mention for Hulk versus Thor that we just mentioned. Also do an honorable mention for Captain America, Symbol of Truth.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, a lot of great RB Silva artwork. I really enjoyed all the high flying action in here. I really enjoyed Sam. Sam's voice as Captain America, I think, is fully on display here. It was really cool to see. It's just an honorable mention for me because it does have first issue syndrome where we're being
explaining
given
a lot.
Yeah, we're being given the tour of the supporting cast here. You know.
Yeah,
So
I didn't mind that as much.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's absolutely necessary in a lot of cases. I mean, this is
for sure.
This is going to be a lot of people's first ever issue seeing these characters. So yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine. It just keeps it out of the top 3 for me. You know,
Solid.
a very, very strong honorable mention though.
Cool.
My number 3 is going to be Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 11.
Solid. I know I have it.
This is consistently a very good book. We talk good stuff about it all the time. I actually managed to get that variant by Roger
with them
Cruz.
on the cover, him and Jay on the cover.
Oh no, the one with him like holding up the Daily Planet.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think that's actually a throwback to like a 50s cover, like an old Superman cover.
Probably, but weirdly enough, the best part of this book was Batman's conversation with old Jonathan Kent. You know.
Yeah.
I love the idea that the Kents and Alfred have like a weekly phone session. Yeah. I loved like them being able to like talk to Batman and about, you know, what Alfred really thought of him. And I would like love to boast about his kid, you know?
Yeah. And not just that, it's kind of cool that they leaned on each other. Alfred and the Kents sort of leaned on each other because they had so much in common, you know?
Tom Taylor he's talented in a lot of ways. And one of his greatest talents is finding that character dynamic that would exist that you didn't necessarily think about before, you know?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Revolutionaries in this. That was from Tom Taylor's run on Suicide Squad. Again, this book would have been in my top 3. I retired it because every fucking week it comes out, it could be on my top 3. It's that consistent. It's just that fun, dude. I love how John is doing everything John's way. And that includes going and getting help from his friends. You know, he calls Nightwing. He knows he can't carry it all, even though he is, as Batman himself put it, the most powerful being on the planet. I loved that. He's like, yeah, I am the most powerful being on the planet. I'm going to go get Nightwing's opinion, see what he thinks about this.
Yeah,
like, that is so fucking cool.
By that same token, I really loved how Nightwing was like, you know, if this was Superman calling Bruce, Batman would have been like, you know, stay out of my city. But like Nightwing's like, yeah, come help. I mean, geez, why wouldn't I?
Definitely, you know? Yeah. And he just puts out, he's like, oh, there's a fire. Oh, you're on it. Yeah, very well done. Tom Taylor has turned this into kind of a Justice League book. You know, not really, but he has got so many side characters on this. I love the Revolutionaries. Have you read his Suicide Squad run?
I never did, no.
You should check that out, dude. You will like the Revolutionaries as well, man. They're very cool characters. But yeah, that's a great choice for number 3. My number 2, which you mentioned, was Captain America. Symbol of Truth. It's Toshi Onyebuchi and RB Silva. Really solid start. Okay. Again, you're right. This gave us everything that we needed to get caught up with all of these characters. And like you said, it was first issue syndrome, but we needed it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
There's nowhere else for anybody to learn about these characters.
Yeah, I mean, you and I know who all these people are, and so you know it's coming over. But I do understand that like this is the first Captain America book with Sam Wilson on the cover to come out since Sam Wilson became the MCU's Captain America.
Right.
So this is going to be a lot of people's first time picking up a story with all these characters in them.
Yeah. This steeped in politics in every corner of the book, not just a little bit of politics. It was all over, and it was all different kinds, and it was all different things. At least 3 different times they said, yeah, typical Captain America shit. You know, and it's like, oh man, that is just cool.
It was really good. I mean, it's probably like the strongest honorable mention I've had in a very long time.
It was a really strong week, dude. It was a really
It was really hard narrowing it down for me this week.
The art was perfect. The book was intimate when it needed to be, in terms of all of the characters talking about themselves and talking with each other. The Misty and Sam stuff was fucking cool. The Falcon stuff, you know, his new little Falcon buddy that he's hanging out with, is great. Him talking about his sister, that meeting there, that last page where Sam is like fucking walking to the Capitol he's going to confront a fucking senator there.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like that,
rad, dude.
That's a really cool aspect of this book is it's not shying away from controversy and not shying away from like from very difficult subjects, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's leaning into them. It's not just not shying away. It's like, no, this is what this book is fucking
yeah,
about.
it is embracing them head on. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn perfect debut issue. Even though, yeah, you're right, it did give you a lot of background, but it was a little bit paint by numbers. That's why it didn't get any higher. You know, it was like, all right, let me introduce everybody. All right, let me set up everybody's status.
Yeah,
quo.
we got a
All
big
right,
action set piece, you know.
Yes. Yeah. In a train robbery. You know, like the classic adventure style story, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the new Symbol of Truth. We'll have another Captain America book review. It's not next week. I think it's next month. I think they're spacing them out. All right, what's that number one? Or that was number 2 for me. You have number 2?
Yeah, my number 2 is X-Men number 11.
Nice choice.
You rightly complain that this book does take a while to get places, but it went places this week.
It did.
Not only did they go to confront the Cordyceps Jones guy up on Game World, which they've been building that up since the very first issue, we also finally got the reveal about who Dr. Stasis is. And you remember a few years ago when we found out that like Dr. Doom was like the Great Destroyer in Hickman's Avengers run?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, well, of course it is. Yeah. It's this kind of the same deal here, you know, where it's like, who is Dr. Stasis? Oh, well, fuck, I was an idiot for not thinking of this earlier, you know?
Yeah, he's some weird Sinister clone.
Yeah, and I like that this Sinister clone has like the clubs instead of the diamonds on his head.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a weird change, but I mean,
it makes sense, you know.
Immediately, you're gonna still know what's going on there if you've been reading the X-Men, if you're a fan. But yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Dr. Stasis has been a lot of fun in this book, and now it makes so much sense why he was so much fun, because Sinister is such a fun character.
Yeah. I love this capitalism's final form, gambling.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I figured that this would give you a lot of brownie points in Europe because they shit all over capitalism here. But
they do that, but the very next scene, Polaris is like, "Oh shit, I gotta buy that dress."
Well, true. It looks as though
like, okay, all right.
I guess Jean Grey's the only woke one on the team here.
Yeah. But yeah, really solid issue. Had a lot of good fun with it. I like how Wolverine here, you know, was doing her thing. Sync had a fucking line in this. He was like, "I've been Wolverine longer than anybody."
Oh yeah, so I love that.
Oh, so good.
Like, yeah, he was Wolverine, and he's the only one who remembers the time in the vault because he's the only one who made it out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's the only one who made it out alive.
He's the only one who got the mind download, and so can remember everything that happened in the vault.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really cool. That was a badass line. Like another Wolverine wannabe.
Yeah. It's like I didn't understand Sunspot talking with Captain America and Captain Marvel. I didn't get it. I was like, okay, are they setting up for the upcoming event? Is that just a little?
Maybe. I mean, they pointed out in the book themselves though that like, so why are we lying to the Avengers?
Yeah.
You know, and you're right. That is, since they're acknowledging it, I assume that they have a plan for that. But that is true, right? I mean, why make a confrontation where there seemingly doesn't need to be one at all? You know?
Yeah. Why?
Why not call on the Avengers to help with Game World?
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, I didn't get it.
So that's a fair point. Yeah, but where this issue hits, especially on a lot of long-running story arcs that they've had going, it hits really well. So that makes it my number 2.
Yeah. It is the flagship book, and the reason it's the flagship book is because it's the long-term book. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of big payoff for people who are invested in the long term. The other books are not so much like that.
That's true. They don't often have the luxury of time, like that export.
And you got to hit them early. Yeah. You're going to have to hit them early with Red, with Destiny, with those other books. You're going to have to hit them really, really hard. So, fun book. It was an honorable mention for me for sure. So. It takes us to our number ones. My number 1 was Telegraph from the Monday Night Show. Nothing came close. 8 Billion Genies, number 1. Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. The preface for this is the moment that the human population hits 8 billion human beings, 8 billion genies show up, one for each person on Earth. And each genie grants a single wish. And chaos fucking ensues. All right, that's the first 8 seconds. This is the first 8 minutes. All right, somebody has wished the world into a cube, and you know about 1 billion or a couple million people are dead. You know, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, and basically the story follows a dive bar. There's a local band playing in the dive bar. There's a few stragglers, you know, regulars hanging out, and they just so happen to be there when all of this shit hits the fan. There's a venerable, like a wise old bar owner who very quickly uses his wish, like within the first seconds, and says, I wish that this entire bar was free and safe from any influence that a wish may have. So he immediately makes his bar wish proof.
Oh man, that is really
It's
establishing
super
him
smart, dude.
wise
Super
as hell.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this dude's immediately endearing, to the audience, because he's like, this is no nonsense bullshit, But then everything just starts hitting the fan. I mean, people are wishing to be 100 feet tall, to be, big robots. Here's a fucking dinosaur, a monster truck full of treasure. And it's just, the whole thing is just like that over and over again. This bitch accidentally wishes her parents would go to hell. This dude wishes for his, I guess he plays a role-playing game, and the girls that are in the game, he wants, it's just, this bitch turns into a movie star, but it's awesome, dude. So that
does sound like a really fun premise, and I love the art style with the genies.
Oh, me too. It reminded me of that latest Pixar movie where the spirits looked a little bit different, than the regular
Soul.
art. Yeah, Soul. Just very well done. Very fast paced. You get to meet everybody really quick, and then boom. It's probably the most interesting take I've seen on the apocalypse genre in years, dude. Years. I mean, what a great idea. The main hook of any apocalypse story is usually humans cause it, or human hubris makes it worse. That's the thing. That's usually what it's all about. Or it's an examination of humans in these dramatic, end times. This is all about humans have a chance now for everything, for a perfect world. If we can just get on Facebook, be a little bit patient, and I'll decide what we should wish for. Everything would be perfect. But of course not. That's not going to happen. It's going to be terrible. And I love it. I love it. Great story. So
that is a pretty clever idea, right? Like,
yeah.
Not talking just about like apocalypse genres, but about like, the struggle that we face in the most, macro sense here as the human race, like if only we could all, get our shit together, like what all we could accomplish.
But just for a minute, we'd be so much better.
But all the selfish dickheads,
Yeah. All right, so you're number one. There's only one more book left.
Well, yeah, I mean,
possibly be on your.
It was
one.
Jurassic League #1.
It's fucking cool.
I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to think this was fun. I wasn't expecting it to be this fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel Warren Johnson's sensibilities as a writer, kind of like with Beta Ray Bill last year. There's some fucking balls to the wall action in here, like fucking. What do they call him? Batrunner or something in this one?
Yeah.
Whatever the Batman T-Rex is, like him and the Joker's fight is fucking brutal, man.
Yeah.
But then
it's
I also
weird that he's a bat. Bats haven't evolved yet. Just saying.
Oh, fuck you. There's humans around. It clearly does not.
I know.
It's not taking into account evolutionary time scale.
It's Flintstones. It's the Flintstones,
but yeah.
dude.
I mean, it's a stupid premise. We always knew this book was going to be stupid. Was it going to be fun stupid? Yes, it is very fun stupid. Yeah. Like, I love the little shot of, like, Dino Bat's, like, Crime Alley scene, where he's just, like, this cutesy little dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like, crying for his parents. But, yeah, this book has embraced the idiocy
absurdity
in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it really has.
They're even going with like stupid pun names, right? Like, what was the Black Manta? Like Black Mantisaur or something like that?
Black Mantisaur, yeah. Metropolis was like Metropolis.
Yeah. It's groan-inducing puns, but it fits the energy of this book so well,
Yeah, and I mean, all right, like I crapped a little bit on it, and I stand by that because it didn't have to go over these origins again. It really didn't. We know where everybody comes from.
Well, in this case,
you're right. You're right. Go ahead.
This is like the dinosaur version of things, Like, we know that it's pretty much going, like you're saying, it's going to be like Brontosaur Kryptonian send Brontosaur Kal-El down to Earth. But because the whole point of picking up this book is just like you want to see, the dinosaur version of all these famous elements of these characters, like we got fucking Dinosaur Joker. We got Dinosaur Batman. We got Dinosaur Batman's Batarangs. You know?
Yeah, it was wild too. They're all stone. They're like Stone Age.
And
looking.
it threw him into his fucking eyes. So
Yeah,
you know
threw it into
they're embracing this being brutal.
Joker Sore's eye.
Yeah, and
Joker's R.
Yeah, shout out to I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the artist name. Look it up real quick.
Juan Gideon.
Yeah, he is fucking killing it with all of this artwork here.
It's almost like you don't miss it, Danny Warren Johnson drawing this.
Yeah, I mean they do have very similar energy to their artwork here, but yeah, it's a lot.
It's clean in a rough way.
Yeah, it's cartoony, but also like very visceral. You know?
Yeah. Danny Warren Johnson's art is almost too dirty. You know,
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
but for this, you want it a little bit cleaner. You know, but still.
Yeah, I mean, like
visceral.
Here, where this is like kind of a cartoony premise, I think that his cartoony kind of line work really fits perfectly, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. It was a great. I want more. I want more with less. You know what I mean? I don't want all of the backstory. I just want to see them moving forward with the story. The Wonder Woman shit at Themyscira or whatever, showing Ares' body. You know,
I mean,
I don't need this. I don't need this.
They could. I mean, was that necessary? No, but I do understand them including it. You know,
was Flash even in this except for the last page where
there was no Flash? No,
there's a Green Lantern. These are who I want to see. I don't.
In this one, we just got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman.
Those are Aquaman's big.
Aquaman is kind of the ringer here, you know.
He really is, but he's the one who makes the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, he comes out.
Dinosaur. He should still have the same powers, right? Like Dinosaur Batman. I'm not going to see Dinosaur Batman making batarangs. You know, that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. But Dinosaur Aquaman, he's definitely still talking to fucking fish. You know, he's banging a dolphin in here. I'm sure of it.
Well, a poor dolphin got fucking jacked.
Awesome.
But yeah, this book is stupid rad fun. Like you said, like the order of the week was crazy stupid fun.
It was, dude. I mean, 8 Billion Genies is dumb, stupid fun, even though it's got a point to make. Banner of War, definitely stupid fun. Jurassic League for sure. Dude, Saturday Morning Adventures, the G.I. Joe book, it was nothing but stupid fun.
The hell am I looking at?
Cobra Commander made a wish, and he was like, and the genie was like, all right, bro. And then he's just like, all right, y'all gonna fight it out. Cobra Commander wished for all the G.I. Joes to be on Cobra's side. And he's like, well, that leaves a little leeway. And he had this weird logic to it where he's going to make them fight it out like Hunger Games style. So big, dumb, stupid. I loved it. But, there's a lot of good books coming out next week too, man. So, it's a great time to be alive for all this shit, dude.
It is,
Like Jurassic League, big, dumb, stupid fun. You know what that's for? You know what they're going to do with that? They're going to sell the hell out of some McFarlane action figures.
Man, I might consider getting like the Bat T-Rex. That would be a cool thing to have on my desk.
Yeah, it's ripe for action figures. So, awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Come back tomorrow. We're going to do another show tomorrow where we talk about all the new books coming out this week, and there are a ton of hot books. Since you're here already, like us, follow, all that good shit. Follow the Comic Book Bullies as well. Great show. Leroy and Eli talking pop culture just about every week, every Sunday. Go to OutRightGeekery.com for links to all of their shit, all of our shit. We got Patreon. We got merch. We got links to all of our social media, different shit we're doing. What did I do? Oh, my God.
What?
There it goes. Sorry, y'all. My whole screen just disappeared for a hot second. But great show there. It was a great show tonight, even though it was a bit short. It was a light news week.
It was, and just the two of us. So.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about more tomorrow, more next week, all that. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. But most of all, thanks to this guy for hanging out with this guy.
Glad to do it.
We are going to do it again next time.
Same Geek time. Same Geek channel. But seriously, though, like, Joker, stabbed through fucking Batman.
The eye. Yeah. And he got stabbed in the eye. That's going to come back.